So President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to visit Jagersfontein in the Free State following the mine dam wall burst. It has left more than 250 families displaced. One person has been declared dead, while 4 people are still missing. For more on this story, we cross now to SABC News reporter Makgala Masiteng. Makgala, good morning to you. What is Jagersfontein like this morning following the bursting of the dam wall?
Good morning, Naledi and the audience. The residents are still picking up the pieces. We have met some of them who have come here in Charlesville, the area that is worst affected, that is very near to the mine. They just came to look what is left of their belongings after the tragedy that happened yesterday. We understand that some of them have been housed at the school hall in the location, but we understand there's still issues of lack of water and also issue of electricity, even though we see now, at least with the network, is becoming a little bit better, because Eskom did indicate that it's working together with Centlec to try and restore the power in this area. But I am with some of the residents who are living here, or who were living here, just to take us through how they are coping after what transpired yesterday, where more than 250 families were affected. Many houses were just washed away by the mud yesterday. Thank you very much for joining us. I understand you are just standing not far away from what was your house. How are you coping?
At the moment, we're just trying to calm down our families and just appreciate the lives that they still have. The after effects are still settling in. The adrenaline has now been reduced, so now it's a matter of just accepting what has happened and trying to see how then do we move forward, because at the moment we have nothing. So right now we're just back to see what it is that we can salvage from the wreck and see what help can we get and take it from there.
Did you find anything in your house that you can be able to save?
Yes, there are some clothing items. We just have to see how is it that we can get them cleaned up, although there is also that risk of the toxins that came from the mine, but we've pretty much lost a lot of things. I'm in farming, so I've lost a lot of my livestock inputs, my tools, so I basically have to start from scratch in that regard with regards to farm implements.
I was coming to that. What sort of relief do you want from government or from anybody who can assist right now?
At the moment, it would be shelter, particularly for the residents here. Shelter, food, clothing as well, to just see that they reconnect with their loved ones. That for me is the most important. And from there, we just take it from there to see, is it safe for us to come back? Can we rebuild from where we are right now?
Will you still feel safe to come back and rebuild here after what has transpired?
Definitely not. I would be lying if I said I am. We have been exposed to the mining toxins from a long time, the dust, and now it's physical, it's right here. So with regards to that, I do not feel safe at all.
Thank you very much. This is one of the residents from Charlesville who's just taking us through the impact of what transpired yesterday. Well, the house was not washed away completely, and she's here trying to save whatever that is left of her house. But she is indicating that they are not feeling safe at all. They are not even feeling safe to come back and rebuild here. But I am with another resident just to take us through what transpired yesterday. What she was saying is that they've been exposed to a lot of damage coming from the mine. She was just talking about the dust, but I want to bring Ndate here just to take us through the issue of the problem with the mines, because you indicated yesterday when you were talking to us that you have had a problem for quite some time with the mine. What was happening?
No, that's correct. Thank you very much for the opportunity. What has been happening since this operation started we've always had problems as the community in terms of the dust, number one, that were coming from the mine site towards the residents here. And we also warned the mine about the unsafeness of the mine, the tailing dam that we see here. One day, this dam will actually burst, and they never wanted to listen to us. And we've got evidence to that effect. Last year we wrote emails, we submitted some objections when they wanted to apply for water rights and so forth. So yesterday, the unfortunate date of the 11th of September, I don't know why the date, it happened that the whole dam it just burst, and then it was a wave of mud coming down to the community, and you can see the results of what has been happening. And we are very hurt where we are because we've been talking about these things and no one wanted to listen to us. Now it has happened, and we just have to deal with to get people safe like we did yesterday. So we just want to see what is it that we can still save from the people that have lost almost everything.
You said yesterday that on Thursday already, as residents, you were worried about what could happen. What did you see? What did you notice at that time?
In fact, what we are told, yesterday morning when I arrived at the scene, I met with some guys who are working in the mine. And one of them indicated that already on Friday afternoon, there were indications from the mine that this dam is going to burst. And they reported the matter, but the mine could not or did not take them serious. In the afternoon, apparently they did the same thing. And yesterday, as we were doing brainstorming around what has happened, generally, we got a different report to say, no, this thing actually started like a week ago. So it has been coming, and the mine cannot come back and want to claim that they did not know that this thing was not going to happen. It was bound to happen. Now today it has happened, So they just need to take responsibility for that.
Well, we hope they will do. Now with the president coming in to assess the situation, what sort of response are you looking forward to, as you have indicated that as residents you've been complaining already about the mine?
No, look, the very first thing that we would like the president perhaps to do when he intervenes is to just close the mine for now. That's what we want to see. All operations must stop up until everything has been done. There's been an assessment of the damage that has been caused, and people are compensated accordingly. That is what we will expect the president to do when he arrives here.
Let's talk about the issue of lack of water. I understand it has been a problem for quite some time. We one time came here reporting about the protest when residents were complaining that there's no water, and still at that time you're still complaining about the mine.
Yeah, there is no water in Jagersfontein. We live with these JoJo tanks that you see around the township here. But what surprises you will find that the mine is operating. They've got water, to continue with their operations. But we don't have water here. We don't have water every day. You get sections of the township. They will get water in periods. Today you get water. Tomorrow there is no water. So there is no water that is really flowing through the pipes of Jagersfontein. And yet we've got a big reservoir, which is a dam. Here, the open mine, that is actually a source of our water, or that has been a source of our water for many years. And it's just surprising that we don't have water.
Thank you very much for your time. That is one of the residents. He has been assisting some of the residents in ensuring that they get to the shelters that have been provided by government, but also him indicating some of the concerns that they've been raising for quite some time with the operation of the mine, indicating that they are not happy at all with the operations of the mine. Now he's bringing up the issue of water, that they have had a problem of shortage of water for quite some time in the area, but their problem was the fact that when residents do not have water, the mine was still operational, having quite enough water, while as residents they were suffering with the issue of the lack of water. Yes, we are looking forward to see what will be happening when President Cyril Ramaphosa comes in, and we are hoping to also get a response from the mine itself, as you have heard that many residents are raising concerns with the operations of the mine. We're hoping that we will be able to get some response and the way forward as to what will be happening with the operations of the mine, as the Minister of Mineral Resources, Gweramantashe, indicated yesterday when he was briefing the media that they will be coming here also assessing the issues, because they were also not happy with the court's decision earlier on. But with that, it's back to the studio.
Let me just ask you one more question. 250 families displaced, 4 people missing, 1 dead. The impact of this is really quite big. What are you seeing in terms of assistance for those that have been affected, or aid?
Up to so far, the only assistance that we have seen is the issue of giving them just the temporary shelter. Some have been housed in the hall in the primary school. We understand some have been taken to the nearby town in Forest Smith, and some we heard from DG or from the Premier's office that some have been taken to Bloemfontein, but some of them were receiving some sort of clothes and food from your Red Cross. We understand that even Gift of the Givers will be driving down to here today to try and assist, but up to so far that is the only source of assistance that they have been receiving. We are waiting to see if there will be any development after the assessment is done, because they are still proceeding with assessing the damage that was caused by this disaster.
Makgala, thank you so much for that update. That was Makgala Masiteng in Jagersfontein in the Free State following the mine dam burst. We're going to continue with that story and get more details on it, perhaps some analysis on it as well on the other side of this break. Do stay with us.